So the way that certain people, and I feel like you know what I mean by certain people, feel like Simone Biles is their personal dancing monkey for their entertainment is like really weird to me. Make it hot, hot, hot. Burn you up with the fire if you say I'm not hot. What's up, guys? I am back to talk about some more news. Now, this particular headline that I'm starting with had a lot of people talking. A lot of people offered their 2 cents, and some I appreciated, and some I definitely did not, especially if they were trying to shame her. It's like, bitch, I would like you to get up and do some of these tricks and flips and turns, and you know what I mean? That Simone does as, I mean, she's considered like, what, people consider the greatest gymnast of all time? You know what I mean? Like, I would like if people are trying to shame her to get up there and just touch your toes. I would like you to at least try that. Can you touch your toes? I bet you fucking can't while you're over here talking about Simone Biles. So basically the news is that Simone Biles just withdrew herself from the all-around finals at the Olympics, citing a lot of things, but one of them, her mental health. Now, I just want to read you some of the things she said. We also have to focus on ourselves because at the end of the day, we're human too, so we have to protect our mind and body rather than just go out there and do what the world wants us to do. I had to do what's right for me and not jeopardize my health and well-being. So that's why I decided to kind of take a step back and let them, meaning her team, do their work. There were a couple of days when everybody tweets you and you feel the weight of the world. We're not just athletes, we're people at the end of the day, and sometimes you just have to step back. I didn't want to go out and do something stupid and get hurt. I feel like a lot of athletes speaking up really helped. At the end of the day, we don't want to be carried out of there on a stretcher. You have to be there 100%, like mentally you have to be there 100%, because if you're not, you get hurt. She said she was like disoriented in the air. I do not know what the like specific gymnast term is for that. I think she called it the twisties or something, but it's just extremely dangerous. If you're not there mentally, she said she warmed up, she felt okay, but when she got out there, she just did not feel 100% there. And if you don't feel 100% there, you can make mistakes that will injure you or kill you. Like, that's what people are trying to say. Like, girl, if she don't feel like she's ready, if she does not feel like she's mentally there, then sit your ass down. That's exactly what she did. She talked to her team and they handled it. I think they got like silver or something like that, which is an amazing accomplishment, right? So I just hope that Simone, I don't know, I think the way that she speaks, she already has a good grasp on this shit. I think she knows who to ignore and she knows who to pay attention to. There's a bunch of idiots like Piers Morgan, all them bitches over there talking about, oh, well, she's being selfish, she can't handle the heat, blah, blah, blah. Piers Morgan, I want to see, like I said, I want to see you, turn around in a circle 3 times without losing your motherfucking balance. I want to see you stand on your tippy toes for 3 seconds and feel how because you don't do no training. You don't know what it feels like to be a goddamn Olympian, because you'll never be that. You see what I'm saying? So I hate that I even gave his ass attention, but it's just, and also I think the everyday people who say these kinds of things online about Simone Biles are used to living in a world where it doesn't matter how you feel mentally, it doesn't matter how your body feels, it doesn't matter if your mind is telling you, bitch, I need to sit my ass down. It doesn't matter the hell that is going on within your mind and soul and your body. You still have to take your ass to work. You still have, in order to eat, you still have to do certain things in order to make money, in order to survive. And yes, that is required of a lot of people, but it's inhumane. It's inhumane. It should not be a thing. And the fact that we have these athletes like Naomi and Simone, the rest of, like, coming out here saying, I'm putting my mental health first. If you bitches think I'm gonna be out here, dancing for you bitches at the expense of my own self, I'm not gonna do that shit. And a lot of people get angry. Oh, get your black ass on the field, bitch. You better perform. You better dance, monkey. It's not gonna fly with their ass. So yeah, I don't know what sense of like ownership over Simone and Naomi do these bitches think they have. I don't know what sense of like, they want them to be some type of puppets or slaves or some type of shit. It's actually fucked up. And like I said, I think because we live in a society, we live in a world where that tells you that no matter how hellish you feel, no matter how fucked up in the head and mind and body you feel, you still have to take your ass out there and you still have to go, you still have to do certain things to survive. Just because we live in that society, a global society like that, does not mean that, first of all, it should be like that. Second of all, it does not mean that shit can't change. Simone, get as much rest as you need. Get as much, because bitch, honestly, Simone Biles is so goddamn good at her sport that if she came in there saying, if she came in the auditorium, where the fuck saying, I don't like the way the air feels. The way the air smells today, it's really shitty. I'm gonna go back to my goddamn room and I'm gonna see, you know what I mean? If she came in there saying, I don't like the way the colors in this room are affecting my eyes. I'm gonna go back to my fucking hotel room and sit my ass down until I feel good enough. Everybody in the building should say, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Oh, yes, we bow. That's all you bitches need to do. She's the greatest, ho. Not to mention her experiences going through like sexual assault and shit. Like, it's just, if she decides she want to sit her ass down because there's not enough stars in the sky tonight and she could, then she's she's allowed to do that shit. Get off her ass, period. So I think CNN was shady for even writing an article on this because I'm like, why did we even need to know this? But apparently Ashton Kutcher and his wife Mila, they went on to somebody goddamn podcast and just said, hey girls, we don't like DaBaby. Okay, that's not exactly what they said, but look. So CNN said after Dax told co-host Monica Padman that using soap every day rids the body of natural oils, Kutcher and Kunis agreed, saying they only wash vitals every day. And if you want to know what vitals are, Ashton Kutcher says that he washes his armpits and his crotch daily and nothing else ever. He throws some water on his face after a workout to get all the salts out. Mila said, I was not that parent that bathed my newborns ever. Ashton Kutcher said they have a system, I guess speaking about his kids. If you can see the dirt on them, then clean them. Otherwise, there's no point. Now, why volunteer that information to the world? Like, okay, if you wanted your shit to smell like cottage cheese and locker room and dirty sausage, if you want your house to smell like the inside of orangutan's motherfucking asshole, that is your prerogative. Like, I cannot imagine. And there were so many people in the comments, and I feel like y'all already know what kind of people I'm talking about. It's no shade, it's just tea. They were saying, yeah, girl, I don't wash either. I don't take a bath either, girl. I mean, taking a bath dries out your skin, girl. That's what moisturizer is for, baby. And the fact that they volunteer this information, girl, I know that every time them kids go to daycare and they take their ass to school or some shit, I know every time they have play dates, it's almost like, bitch, we gotta wear hazmat suits around these houses, girl. I don't know why you volunteer that information, bitch. We could have lived a whole lifetime without knowing it. Everybody bow your heads and close your eyes. We're going to pray to the one. We're gonna pray to Neo. We're gonna pray to Trinity. We're gonna pray to Morpheus. We can even throw in the Oracle, okay? Let's bow our heads. Neo, we come to you now. The one, we come to you now, unplugged from the Matrix, running from the machines. Morpheus, the Oracle, Trinity, we come to you now, begging for a hedge of protection around Kelly Clarkson because we just learned today that she has to pay over $200,000 a month to Brandon Blackstock, her ex, for child support and also spousal support, even though the kids be with her. We come to you now asking that you protect my good sis from the evils of men because he tried to ask for $400,000 and some a month. He only got $200,000. That's still too much for me, mama. So we beg you, if you have to send the Sentinels out, if you have to send Agent Smith out, hey, if you have to send any one of these viruses out, do what you have to do to get my good sis out of this situation, because ain't no way. Ain't no way. In the Oracle's name we pray. Amen. Now, if you're wondering what's going on with DaBaby, I did not expect for so many people to be dragging him in the first place. But for it to be going on for as long as it has been, it's been a mess. Like, he had to address the shit. Now, I feel bad for his publicist because, well, actually, I don't feel bad because if you choose to work with DaBaby, I feel like you like working in dangerous situations, like you like dangerous work environments. But some of the things that he says is, I tell my fans to put the cell phone light up in the air and y'all start the Million Man March. What about when racist cops kill one of our black asses? Y'all ain't this lit. I always find it very interesting of course that's whataboutism and it has nothing to do with, like, cops killing our black asses has nothing to do with your ass being homophobic and fucked up on stage, right? But I find it interesting that they always, like, a lot of bigoted black people jump to racism. They love talking about that shit. They're readily able to identify racism anytime it shows its head, but when it comes to homophobia, they act so fucking stupid. Oh, what was he saying that was really homophobic? Why are y'all so pressed? Y'all sound just like fucking racists when we bring up topics of racism and how fucking black people are treated in this country, bitch. So I just thought that shit was interesting. But then he says, you know, anybody who has ever been affected by Asian HIV, y'all have the right to be upset. What I said was insensitive. My apologies. But to the LGBT community, I ain't tripping on y'all. Do y'all? Y'all business is y'all business. If our business was our business, you wouldn't be trying to speak about our motherfucking business on stage talking about niggas sucking dick when you claim to be a straight man. That's just that. If you weren't tripping off us, we wouldn't be on your mind. Gay fucking sex, gay fellatio wouldn't be on your fucking mind while you're performing in front of thousands of fucking fans. Sit your ass down, shut the hell up. Apparently Dua Lipa came out and said, girl, I don't know this man. I'm sorry to this man, I don't know this man. She said, I'm surprised and horrified at DaBaby's comments. I really don't recognize this as a person I worked with. I know my fans know where my heart lies and that I stand 100% with the LGBT community. We need to come together to fight the stigma and ignorance around HIV and AIDS. I mean, Boohoo Man apparently is a company that was taking care of hosting his clothing line or some shit. They said, girl, we are getting his ass out of there. Boohoo Man condemns the use of homophobic language and confirms we will no longer be working with DaBaby. We stand by and support LGBT plus community. And when you get the white gays on this bitch, Elton John and dragged his ass, I'm just like, wow, what the hell? Like I said, I'm kind of surprised because I felt like, I mean, did y'all know this nigga's fucked up? Like, what are you talking about? Like, something else that happened, there's rumors going along that Megan, now this has not been confirmed by the camp or anything like that, but there are rumors swirling around online saying that Megan is trying to see if Tory Lanez violated his restraining order, you know, by being so close to her or being on stage, backstage, whatever, while she was at Rolling Loud. He's supposed to stay like 100 yards away from her ass at all times, like 300 feet away from her ass. So apparently Miami Police Department was contacted about the possible violation, and also the LA County's DA office was informed. Now this is alleged, this is rumors. I don't know, it's not been confirmed, but all I have to say is get his ass out of here. Get his ass out of here. And the reason why I want this to happen is the way that like abusive people or violent people intimidate, like that's a one way of intimidation. Like, bitch, I'm gonna come at all your fucking events, I'm gonna be here, and then DaBaby helping his ass out, come over that shit. Yeah, you can't escape me, bitch. You tried to get me out of here for violating or, you know, being violent with your ass. But bitch, I'm gonna show up at every fucking event you have. I'm gonna show up at every award show. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna be at every, so it's a form of intimidation that I'm sure other survivors really understand, especially if they have to put up with that kind of shit. So I hope that she gets his ass if this is true. But yeah, as far as DaBaby goes, I think it's gonna be interesting because we're gonna hear, as he's being called out, you know, as he's being dropped from all kinds of shit, we're gonna hear, you know, the argument of, oh my God, here comes cancel culture again. And I'm just like, why don't homophobic people just link up with other homophobic people? Like, just, there are plenty of spaces, there are plenty of opportunities, there are plenty of crowds. I'm sure most of your fan base won't give a fuck about the fact that you're homophobic. They don't care about no faggots. But like, just stay around there. Then you won't have to worry about anything happening to your brands and deals and shit, because you were over here talking about, or any brands and networks or artists that like to profit off of black rappers, influence on the culture without understanding it or having the patience to deal with what comes with the position we play in our culture. Keep your money next time, because us niggas are human too. That is what we're trying to uproot. That the fact that you're tying niggas, well, straight niggas, masculinity, you're tying hip-hop culture, black culture, rap culture to fucking misogyny and homophobia, stupid, ignorant statements about the LGBT community. That's what we're trying to fucking get the fuck out of here. And that's what you're seeing right now. So if you do not want to experience that shit, just get with the program or just shut the fuck up. We'll end this video on a good note. Ed Buck has finally been convicted. Y'all already know that he was a wealthy California political donor. He's been found guilty on charges that he lured men into his apartment and injected them with methamphetamines in exchange for fucking sex. And he lured specifically black men. Maybe some of them were struggling with drug use. Maybe some of them were experiencing homelessness. They were just in very vulnerable positions, and he knew that. He latched onto it. Jamel Moore, 26, he was one of Buck's victims who was found dead. There were others as well. I'm just mad it took so long, but prosecutors were saying that he was injecting them sometimes without even their consent, without their knowledge. and while some of them were unconscious as well. So glad they got his ugly ass out of here. We don't know what the sentencing is going to look like yet. There's not been a date set for it yet, but I'm just glad that he's been found guilty and that he's going to be off the motherfucking streets. Get his ass out of here. Get his ass out of there. And on that note, thank you all so much for watching, and make sure that you have a good goddamn evening.
Baby, don't you wanna come excite me? Sink your teeth into it, don't tread lightly. I'm dripping wet, you know it's all inside me. You can't resist the feeling, just come bite me. Baby, don't you wanna come excite me?